Hello again. Welcome to Eclipse in Java for Total Beginners. In this lesson, we're going to continue with our JUnit testing and actually write the test methods to test our person class. Now, if you remember from last time, we had used Eclipse to build the outline of our person test class, and we're ready to actually write the methods to test the various methods of the person class. So let's get started. We're going to come down. This is testing the constructor. So we're going to take out this fail statement, and let's quickly review what the constructor is supposed to do. The constructor is supposed to set the name equal to unknown name and maximum books equal to 3. So what we want to do is create a new person object and then make sure that those values are set as they should be. So the first line should be familiar. We're going to go person P1 equals new person. Now the second line is new. We're going to type assert equals, and I'm going to use the control space to help me fill it out. And then this has an expected and an actual in my template. For my expected, I'm going to say unknown name, and for my actual, I need to get the name from the person. So I'm going to go P1 period get, come down here and using the control space, get name. And I'm going to put a semicolon there. Now I'm going to do a very similar line to test the maximum books. I'm going to say assert equal. Again, I'm going to use code assist because I'm lazy. This time I'm going to say 3, and I'm going to say P1.get maximum books. So all I'm doing here is using a special method assert equals. I'm saying that unknown name and P1 get name should be the same, and I'm saying that 3 and P1 get maximum books should be the same. Now, where does the method assert equals come from? It comes from the test case class, the superclass of our person test class. But where is the dot? Why don't we have to create an object of type person test and then call the method using the dot? Like, for example, person test pt equals new person test and then pt dot assert equals. The answer is that assert equals is what is called a static method. A static method is a method that doesn't depend on a particular instance of the class. So it doesn't need an instance, in other words an object, in order to be executed. So the way we invoke a static method is with the syntax class.method. So up here, if I wanted to, I could have typed person test dot assert equals, so the class and then the method, and that would have worked just as well. However, since I'm inside the person test class, and since assert equals is a static method of this very same class, I can leave out the class dot and just type the method. Notice also that the static methods are displayed in italicized text, which helps us keep them straight from other methods. Okay, back to the testing. So let's run our tests again. We can rerun the test just from the JUnit window by pressing the rerun test button. And now when we rerun it, our first test method, the test person, has a green check next to it indicating that it succeeded. Now let's do the second method. I'm going to maximize here. For this method, we're going to create a person object, change its name, and make sure the new name is what we expect. I'm going to use code assist to help me create the new object. I'm going to type new, hit control space, and code assist says, do you want to create a new object? I hit enter. So my type is person. I'm going to call it P2, and I tab, and I don't need any arguments for this. and I've got my person object. Now I want to set the name. So I'll say set name. I set the name to Fred, and now I need to make sure that the new name equals Fred. So I go assert equals Fred, and then I want to compare that to the p2 get name method. I'm going to go back here, rerun my test, and now my test set name works. The last method is very similar. I'm going to again create an object. And I'm going to this time set the maximum books, and I'll set it to 10. Then we're going to go assert equals, and I'm going to say 10, and I'm going to make a typing error here that it's very easy to make. I'm going to say 10 equals p2 get maximum books. Now when I hit the code assist, I get no default proposals. So this is telling me right away that something's wrong, because I would have expected to have a person object, in which case I should have some get methods. And when I look, I see, of course, that I've got p2, which is a local variable up here. I need p3. So now if I go back and make that p3, I get the code assist help that I expect, and I'll say get maximum books. So another benefit of code assist is that it can help us find typing mistakes right away. So let's run our tests one more time. Come over here, click, and now we get this green bar which indicates that all the tests ran correctly. If we want, we can expand down and see the tests, but the green bar says we're in good shape. Now before we end the lesson, let's just go back and see what a failed test looks like. I'm going to change this test to make it fail, because Freddie won't equal Fred, and then we'll rerun the test and see what a failure looks like. So we see that test set name failed. If we click on it, we can see down here expected was Freddie, but we got Fred. And another way we can expand that is by hitting this compare actual with expected test results, and we can see that what we expected was Freddie and what we got was Fred, so the test failed. So we'll go back up, we will fix it again, run it, and we're back to a successful test. So now we've got a unit test for the person class. As we make changes to this class, we'll be able to quickly retest to make sure we didn't break anything. In the next lesson, we're going to use the test first approach to create a new method in the person class. This is the end of lesson 5. I'm Mark Dexter saying so long for now.